Hello Flosstube, my name is Claire and this is my Flosstube video number 8 and I'm coming to you on December the 5th of 2016. You never know when people watch these things. And yeah, hello. I was thinking it was only been like 2 and a bit or maybe 3 weeks ago since I did my last video, so I wouldn't have that much to show you. Yeah, there's always quite a lot to show you. So before we get started with that, I would just give you a little quick life update, because quite a lot of people have very kindly been asking about how my back is because I've had lots of trouble with my back over the last few months. And turns out that I've got 2 degenerated discs in the base of my spine, which is causing my muscles and everything else to go, yeah, not very pleasant. So I've had kind of a procedure on my back last week, which meant that I couldn't move around much last week at all, but I did get lots of stitching done because I was like just sat there. So I was like, I can sit and I can stitch, but I couldn't really do much else. And at the moment it's feeling worse than it did before I went to hospital. Than it was supposed to be better by now. Not yet. So I think it's going to be a long haul as far as my back is concerned. But life is good. I've got a lovely family and I've got my stitching, I've got my friends, I've got my church. So I've got really nothing to complain about, and it's not life-threatening, and there are other people who are dealing with other things far more serious. So I really shouldn't complain, but the pain gets a little bit annoying sometimes. I would like to give a massive shout out to Teresa, Danielle, one of our own community who is struggling with other health issues as well at the moment. And Danielle, if you watch this, we love you and we care for you and we are standing with you in this. And you can do it, girl. Hell yeah! Beat that crap. Right, anyway, moving on. So, I was watching McKenna's video a few kind of videos ago, and she was talking about something that her grandma had made, and she had like frames with clothes, dolls' clothes that her grandma had knitted, and she put them in the frame and displayed them. And that was really sweet, and it got me thinking that I wanted something for my grandma, because my my paternal grandma, she used to do stitching and stuff, and I remembered seeing something when I was little of hers, but I hadn't seen it for years. So when I was at my parents' a few weeks ago, I had to delve around in the back of their wardrobes, and I found this, and it's black velvet, gorgeous. Black? Purple. Where did black come from? And this is stitched. And all the sides is stitched, cross stitch. And all these little birds, three little birds here, are all stitched. And it looks like it's on 11 count Ada maybe? Something really big. Huge. And it's kind of, looks like some kind of freehand embroidery. I don't know enough about it to be able to say, but so my mum gave it to me, and I don't know what she stuffed it with, but it's like ping pong balls inside. It's gone all hard and it's not particularly soft, but it's nice. So that's my grandparent stitching. I thought I'm going to hang on to that. Now, WIPS, what have I been working on? Quite a lot. As ever, I'm working on Celestial Companions by Heaven and Earth Designs, and this is the beauty here. And I'm working on this section here, and I was going to try and finish it by the end of December, but as I said in my last video, I am removing all restraints on my stitching, and I'm stitching what I like, when I feel like it, and just taking all pressure off. So I probably won't get it finished by the end of the year. Is it a problem? No. So yeah, I've done quite a lot more since the last video. Still covering up those boxes from the first aid challenge. Still can totally see where they were. Still don't like it. Hopefully hopefully it will all kind of stretch out a bit. But anyway, there he is. A little bit more done on that beauty, and he is going to look like that. Yeah, this is good. The next thing I've been doing lots of work on has been the Lakeside Needlecraft Fantasy Stitch Along, and the December portion is the Christmas Fairy. Now, I like this stitch along, I do, don't get me wrong, but this isn't something that I would choose to stitch myself. It's not really my aesthetic. It's a bit cutesy. I don't know, but my daughter likes it, so I'm pressing on. And I finished Flash the Goblin, and I added extra Krynic into the sparkles, into the fireworks. And I like the witch, I like the Pegasus. Goblin's alright. This is probably the first circle. It's my least favourite circle. I mean, I don't hate it, but if I saw it like this, it's not something that I would go, oh, I must stitch that. But then all together in the design, I think they're going to look fab. So I'm just going to push on through. So I've done a little bit more work on the circles and started her. And my daughter has yet to name her. So we have Penelope, Miranda with Charlotte the Spider, and Flash the Goblin. And yeah, no name fairy so far. Ah! My needle minder literally just fell off. How did that happen? Pop the needle minder back on. There we go. I'm waving it about too much, that's the problem. The next stitch along that I've been doing has been the Ship's Manor Beautiful Sea Quaker Sal. And we are now up to 5 parts been released, and Eric's releasing them every 2 weeks. And these are stitched with his threads, the Ship's Manor threads, and this is part 5 down here. And the colours on this are just gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. And it literally takes an evening and a bit to stitch one of the parts. So the next one will come out in another 2 weeks, because this part 5 came out just 3 days ago on Friday. I'm up to date. It's so rare that I'm up to date on these things. So there we go. Another one that I've been working on is the Big Red Ship of Life by Ink Circles, and that is how far I have gotten. I'm doing a mixture of the darker red for the border, and the ship will be in the darker red, and then all the little motifs I'm doing in the lighter red. And this is a needle minder made by my friend Claire from school. She's a school mum. Our daughters are in the same class, and she makes badges and things, so I suggested she might try making needle minders, and this is one of her prototypes. She needs to figure out the strength of the magnets yet, but then once she's done that, she'll be on her road, and there'll be another needle minder seller in the UK, which is good, because there are a few lovely needle minder sellers, particularly the Needle Keep Emporium, Catherine. Just put another order in with her, looking forward to that. But then my friend Claire will be selling them too. I will tell you when she's fixed the magnet problem, so that I don't feel happy recommending it until she's done, but she's working on it. So I'm enjoying stitching the Big Red. There we go. And of course that is what it's going to be like. Huge! Got so much left to do. And I've seen on Instagram, is it Aussie Stitch? Aussie Stitch or something like that? Is doing Big Red, but not in red. And she's got fabulous colours. They're like, she's got yellows and greens and golds, and she's just put in a little bit of red. Look her up on Instagram, Aussie Stitch, I think it is, O-Z-Z-Y Stitch. And I'm on there as Crafted Creative Claire, if you want to kind of pop in. I kind of update my Instagram feed more often than I update my YouTube. While we're on the Ink Circles theme, Little Alien Schoolgirl. I love it so much. Now, because I've spending a lot of time each month trying to keep up with my monthly stitch along. So my Ship's Manor and the Fantasy stitch along, and another one that I will tell you about in a minute that starts in January. I thought, well, actually, I want to be spending some time each month working on something that I absolutely adore, that I want to be spending some time on. So I've decided, with Little Alien Schoolgirl, to turn it into a stitch along just for me. And it's still wonky on the frame. I'll sort that out eventually. So I'm going to pick a motif each month, and my month's goal will be to complete that motif in a stitch along type of way. And so for November I did this one here, which according to the description is a dwelling place, either modelled on an actual dwelling or representational of the style. So there you go. But the colours are gorgeous. I'm just loving using all the colours in this. I think it's Gentle Arts in this one. So anybody that wishes to join me with doing a motif a month, doesn't have to be the same motif. It depends where you are on the piece. You can just pick the next one. Some months I'm going to pick a larger one because I'll have more time. Other months I'll pick a little one because I won't have much. So eventually it'll be done. But that means that I'll keep working on it in a kind of regular way. So that makes me happy. So for December, where did I put the thing? Here we are. December, I'm going to be working on these little modules here, which are supposed to be the 7 kind of modules of a settlement, apparently. So yeah, that's that one. Let me know if you want to join in with my self-imposed stitch along. I'll be very happy to encourage everybody else with our little alien schoolgirl stitching. It's all good. Right, and then I went on a little mini Teresa Wentzler kind of kick. Only a mini one, you know, nothing too adventurous. But I just pulled out 3 of the smaller Teresa Wentzlers that I've got on the go and just did a little bit on each of them. So not much, nothing really exciting. But the first one was Regal Peacocks, which I started in Mania this year. And really, with a couple of days, I could finish this, but I just kind of stick a little bit in every now and again. And that's where she is at the moment. Absolutely gorgeous. Love the colours. Really simple border for a Teresa Wentzler. Lovely. Don't know what I'll do with it when it's done. I might just frame it. But I really like that one. The next one I'll be working on is Castles by the Sea. Haven't yet got down to the dragon. I look forward to getting to the dragon. I'm still up here on this bit. There we go. So I've gone down to the sea now, and you can see the silhouette of where the sandcastle's going to be. So I like that. Lots and lots of blends in this one, but definitely worth it. Oh, sorry about that. Text message. And the next one that I did some work on just last night was this one, which is Above the Clouds. And I'm just working on the teeny tiny castle. I started this one in August and I've only picked it up like about twice since. So did some work on the castle last night. It's on blue 18 count. I hardly ever remember to tell you what fabric I'm doing these things on. If you're interested in what fabric I'm doing them on, do ask and I will tell you. So there we go. Some more castles, doing some of the turrets. I'm going to finish the castle off before I allow myself to start the dragon. And my last whip that I've got to show you is my beautiful Jewel of the Sea Mermaid. I just did a little bit more on her tail and the water that she's swimming in, mainly around this bit here. Look at that mermaid bum. I was having a chat with Sarah Shears the other day, and we were saying, yeah, there is a gap in the market for having, you know, your own bottom shape charted and transferred onto a mermaid chart. You know, I would pay for that. Totally would. Anyway, that's her. Moving on. I did one new start since you've seen me last, which is quite restrained for me. but I'm trying to restrain back my starts, you know. And on Thanksgiving Day, even though I'm a Brit and I don't really celebrate Thanksgiving, I've decided to get into the spirit of things. And so I started Lizzie Kate, pair of Pilgrims. I started Miles, this dude here. I like him. But he's huge. I didn't realise how big these are. They're massive. And so I didn't... which way up is he? Which way did I do him? Oh, it's that way. So literally... Can't you tell it's him? It's just the brown across his middle, and those stripes are part of his hands. Let me see if I can hold that and that together. So it's kind of that area there. And then maybe next Thanksgiving I'll start Priscilla. So that was just a spur of the moment kind of thing. Now, that's all I've been working on. So that's been quite a bit in kind of 3 weeks. Lots of little chunks, but not much progress on anything really other than Celestial Companions and my stitch-alongs. Right, so next, haul. Not a huge amount. Well, judge for yourself, it's okay. The first thing I did was I ordered from 123 Stitch in America a couple of patterns from Ink Circles, and this one is Metamorphosis. There we go. And I'm going to use this one for a round robin that Cross Stitch Finish Line are running from January in 2017. There's a little UK group, and I think there might be somebody from Europe, kind of mainland Europe, in our group as well. I think there are 6 of us all stitching. And so this is going to be my round robin piece. I've never done a round robin before, so I'm quite looking forward to it. So what I've done is I've ordered a kind of nicely coloured neutral hand dyed from Pole Stitches, which hasn't arrived yet, but that's fine because I only ordered it last week. And all the recommended threads to go with this, which I will send around with the pattern. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what everybody else is picking as well. So I ordered that, and you know, because if you're ordering from America, you've got to make the shipping, you know, worthwhile, haven't you? So I ordered Get Crackin' as well, because I love it. Look at the mermaid, so cool. The little squiddy sea monster thing up here, and look at him all wrapped up in the tentacle. I really like it. I love the Ink Circles designs. So it's not on my list to start imminently, but I wouldn't be surprised if it, you know, needle and thread hit fabric on this before the end of next year. Now, there is a little bit of a rant that I could go on here, because the reason I got Metamorphosis for my round robin is because the chart that I'd ordered at the beginning of September from Stitching Bits and Bobs hadn't arrived yet. The beginning of September. Do you know when it arrived? It arrived today, the 5th of December. I'm a little bit annoyed about that. I did contact them, I emailed them a number of times, and when they eventually got back to me, they said it was Picture This Plus's fault because they hadn't sent it to them, and that they would get Picture This Plus to send it out to me immediately, and that was towards the end of October, I think. That didn't happen. I emailed them a couple of weeks after that, and they said, oh yes, we're expecting it in any day now. And I was like, that's not what you said before. And then they said, well, I've got it in here and I'm due to send it out to you tomorrow. And that was at the beginning, kind of first week of November. So obviously they were lying to me. Now I don't mind if they say, I'm really sorry, we're having trouble tracking it down. It seems to have got misplaced. We will do our best to get it to you. We'll let you know when it's on its way. But to keep telling me things that obviously aren't true really winds me up. So eventually I got a shipping notice finally at the beginning of last week, and it's arrived today. I will not, and I'm sorry, this is the second time this has happened, and I'm aware that I'm a little bit ranty. I will not be using Stitching Bits and Bobs again. that is unacceptable customer service in my opinion. I'm sure they're lovely, and if they've got it in stock, everyone says you get it immediately. It's the dishonesty that really gets to me. No. Anyway, the chart that I did get eventually, after all that, was Eclipse by Firewing Designs, which I was going to use for the round robin, so I'm going to hang on to it and maybe use it for a different round robin. And I love it. I'm not sure if I'll do it on that fabric, but I really like it. So I'm really pleased I've finally got the pattern. Won't be using them again. Okay, other haul. Oh, someone's just coming to see me. Come in then. Do you want to be on camera? This is my baby. This giant ball of fur is Fudge. I'm purring. You hear him purr? He goes around and needs my crochet and bats at my threads, don't you? Yes. Right, I'm down. Covered in cat hair now. Oh, he's needing my crochet right now. Anyway, some other haul. My first water lilies. Karen Collection water lilies. Oh, they're so pretty. And expensive. Look at that blue. I got those for Moonlight Laguna by Nora Corbett that I'm hoping to start at the beginning of next year. My first ever water lilies. I love them. And other threads I got in are from Ship's Manor. The blue one is for the Ship's Manor Beautiful Sea Sal that I've started. If you're going to do it, the Beautiful Sea Sal, it's recommended that you get an extra skein of Bonnie's blue on top of the original pack, because there's quite a lot of that particular colour in the border and stuff. The rest of them are for the stitch along that Ori TM is doing in January, well, all of next year, and I haven't got, looks like that, and you can pick the letter that goes in the middle. So it's like a log cabin design, but that bit there is January, and then I think that's February, March, April, and it just kind of goes round. January looks huge. It's going to be a lot of stitching in January. So I'm going to be doing that, and that's Ori TM, and I'm looking forward to it. It's not my usual style, but I find that I'm really enjoying all the Quaker stuff at the moment, so I think that'll be really nice. And I absolutely adore the Ship's Manor threads. Eric does gorgeous threads, so I'm going to use those to do it. That's that. And then, was it last week or the week before? Last week? Last week, because it was the day that I went into hospital. Heaven and Earth Designs had a rack kind of event. So Michelle dropped the prices for all the charts by 50%, bless her, and encouraged everyone, it was just for 12 hours, encouraged everyone to buy charts and send them to people as random acts of kindness. I sent one to a friend in a group, and Michelle herself sent one to me, which was really lovely. It's a Story Keep King Coda, I think it is. It's a Story Keep with tigers on it. I don't know, it's not really my style, but it was a really, really lovely thing of her to do. And then two other people sent me RAKs, which was completely out of the blue, amazing generosity. The first was my friend Emma in one of the stitching groups I'm in, and she sent me there's a Selena Fenwick one with two fairies and the word love, and my printer died. I've printed out two charts, but then that one and the one from Michelle, I ran out of ink and I couldn't print it out to show you, but it's really lovely, and I was just overwhelmed that she'd thought to send it to me, so thank you, Emma. I love it, thank you. And then Sarah Shears, right? This woman is an enabler extraordinaire. She's the one that persuaded me to start Big Red Ship, which I love. I love. Sorry, I'm just petting the cat here while we're here. And she sent me not one, but 2 charts from the Heaven and Earth sale. Sarah, you are too bad. And I love you. The first one is Story Keep. Now, these are in black and white because this is just before my printer died. Imagine if it's all in beautiful reds. So that's the Story Keep. And it is called The Spider's Queen. Spider's Queen. And I love it. And it's only 2 pages, which is tiny for a Haid. So that might just have to be done at some point soon. And then she also sent me Mini Which Way. Obviously it's in black and white, but the colours in this are beautiful, by Molly Harrison, who is the same lady that designed Celestial Companions. And I've had my eye on this for so long. As soon as somebody requested it as a mini, I immediately put it into my my wish list. And she got it for me. And so what I've done, I had a piece of 28 count Lugana in my stash. I've kitted up what I've got. I've got just about enough to start. I'm missing about half of the colours, so I will kit those up soon. And I'm going to order a scroll frame because I like to do my Haids on scroll frames. And as soon as that arrives, I am starting this because it is gorgeous. So thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you. You're an angel. And that's all my haul. Whew. And that's all my stitching. And just for the last couple of minutes, because this always cuts out at half an hour, I'm just going to show you some of my crochet because it's been requested. So very quickly, I do blankets. I really admire people that I see that are like, look at my cardigan and my sweater and everything that I've crocheted, and it always looks gorgeous. I can do like straight lines and squares. That's about it. So I'm more of a blanket crocheter. And I have about 4 or 5 different blanket projects going on at the moment. So this is one of them, and it's a design by Attic24, Lucy from Attic24, and it's called a Cosy Stripe blanket. Woo! Hey, it fills the screen! Yay! That means I must have done quite a lot. I love it. And it's dead easy. This is the only thing I can do in front of The Walking Dead. Can't stitch in front of The Walking Dead. And honestly, the first episode of this season, I was sat there with the hook in my hand, didn't do a single stitch. If you watch The Walking Dead, you will know what I mean. But anyway, so that is Cosy Stripe. So when I need something simple to work on, that's what I pull out. And I picked up my Mandala Madness again, which went to bed over the summer, and I completely lost my crojo on it over the summer. But can you believe it's going to be like another 2 foot before it's all the way around, before it's done? But that is my Mandala Madness crochet. And this round here with the red bubbles, oh my word! You're working with 2 colours all the time. It took forever. And then the next round that I'm doing is apparently 2 colours coming back the other way. But it's not quite as bad because I don't have to do the bobble stitch. Can't be as bad as this round where I had to do all the long bits. They were quite tricky. So anyway, look at the stitches. I'm so proud. I can't believe I made this. It's insane. Without the videos on YouTube, there's no way I would have been able to do this. So if I can do it, anybody can. Joanna, I'm talking to you. Get yours out. Do it, girl. Right, that's it. That's your lot. That's what I've been up to the last few weeks, in and out of kind of sorting out my back. So hopefully you lot will get lots of lovely, lovely stitching done. And I will see you in a couple of weeks' time. We're all ready for Christmas. There is a Christmas stitch along going to be happening with the Stitch Mania group, which is another one where you change projects every day to fit the theme. So I will come back in a couple of weeks to let you know what my plans are for that. And until then, I'm just free floating again, just stitching on whatever is calling my fancy. And I quite like it. Okay, much love to you all, and I shall see you soon.